When Barbra Streisand arrived in Hollywood in 1967 to film her big-screen debut in William Wyler's Funny Girl, she was already a force to be reckoned with. A Tony-nominated, Grammy-winning sensation poised to take on the world of cinema. Yet, despite her meteoric rise in music and theater, she had yet to prove herself on the silver screen. To some, she is the golden-voiced chanteuse whose concert specials have captivated audiences for decades. To others, she is the dazzling Broadway ingénue who transformed Funny Girl into an unforgettable triumph. And for those less attuned to her artistic depth, she is simply the singer of sentimental ballads and grand Hollywood romances. But regardless of how one perceives her, Streisand's impact is undeniable. She remains one of the most enduring and singular talents of our time. The girl from Brooklyn who defied expectations, broke barriers, and built an extraordinary career entirely on her own terms. So let's explore the story of Barbra Streisand, Hollywood's most iconic singer and actress. Before we start, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons. Barbra Streisand's career is a testament to unparalleled versatility and artistic excellence. She has conquered nearly every facet of entertainment: recording artist, actor, director, producer, screenwriter, author, songwriter, and concert performer, amassing an extraordinary legacy that defies precedent. For those unfamiliar with the scope of her accomplishments, Streisand stands as the only artist in history to have earned an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, the coveted EGOT, while also receiving honors such as the Directors Guild of America Award, the Golden Globe, the National Medal of Arts, the Peabody Award, France's Légion d'Honneur, the American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award, and a Kennedy Center honor. Her accolades extend beyond mere numbers. They illustrate her profound and lasting impact on the entertainment industry. Her triumphs in film are particularly notable. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her iconic performance in Funny Girl, and later secured an Oscar for Best Original Song with Evergreen from A Star Is Born, making her the first woman composer to receive the honor. She was also nominated for Best Actress for The Way We Were. As a director, her 3 films collectively earned 14 Oscar nominations, solidifying her as a formidable force behind the camera as well. A trailblazer in every sense, Streisand was the first woman to direct, produce, write, and star in a major motion picture, and the only woman to ever receive a Golden Globe for Best Director. Her influence extends far beyond the screen. She is the best-selling female recording artist of all time, the only woman to make the all-time top 10 best-selling artists list, and the sole artist to achieve #1 albums in 6 consecutive decades. Her record-breaking career spans over half a century, with her first chart-topping album, People, released in 1964. Born in Brooklyn, Streisand's early years were marked by ambition and artistic determination. Her mother, Diana Rosen, an accomplished soprano, initially restrained her daughter's vocal talent before becoming one of her greatest supporters. While academically capable, Streisand was far more passionate about performance, initially envisioning herself as a dramatic actress in the tradition of Sarah Bernhardt rather than a singer. However, it was during her struggling years in Greenwich Village that she recognized her voice as her most powerful asset. By the age of 20, her breakout role in I Can Get It For You Wholesale and her show-stealing solo, Miss Marmalstein, catapulted her to stardom, paving the way for Funny Girl and beyond. One of the most telling stories from her rise to fame involves legendary casting agent Michael Shurtleff, who advocated for Streisand despite industry gatekeepers dismissing her unconventional appearance. On the final day of auditions for Wholesale, Streisand arrived late, clad in a raccoon coat and mismatched shoes, casually chatting about a pair of heels she had seen in a thrift shop. To the bewilderment of director Arthur Lawrence and producer David Merrick, she began to sing, then stopped abruptly to request a stool. She restarted, paused again, and dramatically placed her chewing gum beneath the stool before resuming. Mesmerized by her talent, the panel asked her to perform 2 additional songs. After she left, Merrick dismissed her as eccentric, but Lawrence, intrigued, checked under the stool, only to find no gum. Streisand had staged the entire act to prove her ability as an actress. That calculated spontaneity won her the role of Miss Marmalstein and launched one of the most legendary careers in entertainment history. Adapted from the beloved stage musical, Funny Girl brings to life the extraordinary journey of Fanny Brice, a gifted singer who ascended from modest beginnings to become a luminary of the Ziegfeld Follies, all while navigating a tumultuous romance with the charming but unreliable gambler, Nicky Arnstein. The film was a box office juggernaut, ranking among the highest-grossing films of 1968 and catapulting Barbra Streisand to international stardom. Its soundtrack became a chart-topping success, with its show-stopping numbers now enshrined in the Great American Songbook. Few songs in musical history have left an impact quite like "Don't Rain on My Parade," an anthem of unshakable determination. At the 1969 Academy Awards, Funny Girl earned 7 nominations, second only to that year's Best Picture winner, the British musical Oliver. In a rare and historic twist, Streisand tied for Best Actress with Katharine Hepburn, who won for The Lion in Winter, but did not attend the ceremony. Dressed in a dazzling sequined pantsuit, Streisand became the first actress to accept an Oscar wearing trousers. As she clutched the golden statuette, she playfully greeted it with, "Hello, gorgeous," a nod to one of Fanny Brice's most memorable lines, eliciting laughter and applause from the audience. The film critic Pauline Kael, one of Streisand's most ardent champions, perfectly captured the essence of her star power. It's often said that Funny Girl reassures audiences that beauty isn't necessary for success. Kael wrote in The New Yorker, "That's nonsense. The true message of Barbra Streisand in Funny Girl is that talent itself is beauty. And this isn't just a comforting notion, it's the very essence of show business." This principle, that extraordinary talent is its own form of allure, has underpinned Streisand's enduring success, even as she transitioned away from acting to focus on directing, singing, and activism. Though she embraced a more polished Hollywood image in later years, she never relinquished the unique persona that made her a force in the industry. Over a film career spanning just 19 features, 9 of them in the 1970s, she delivered a timeless romantic drama, The Way We Were, spearheaded an ambitious reimagining of A Star Is Born, and even revitalized screwball comedy with The Owl and the Pussycat and What's Up, Doc?, proving that her comedic instincts were as sharp as her dramatic prowess. Through it all, Streisand remained resolutely herself, an artist whose brilliance transcended trends. What sets Barbra Streisand apart as the last true superstar is her ability to transcend generations, outlasting the other 2 towering icons of her era, Frank Sinatra and Elizabeth Taylor. These 3 luminaries didn't just command attention, they mesmerized the world in ways that had never been seen before. The public hung on every detail of their lives, captivated by their artistry, personal triumphs, and struggles. But crucially, their allure wasn't just about fame, It was backed by immense, undeniable talent. They had the substance to justify the obsession, and the world simply couldn't get enough. Some modern stars, Madonna, Beyoncé, Jennifer Lopez, are often considered potential heirs to Streisand's throne. Each is a powerhouse in her own right, commanding global admiration. But true succession demands more than dazzling stage presence or pop culture dominance. Streisand's legacy isn't just about singing. It's about mastery across multiple disciplines. It's the acting, the directing, the activism, and the sheer depth of her artistic contributions that set her apart. To match her, one must possess more than a remarkable voice and marketing savvy. It takes a lifetime of creative excellence, relentless ambition, and unshakable conviction. Yet, what makes Streisand even more remarkable is her unwavering authenticity. In an industry that constantly pressures women to conform, she refused to alter herself to fit the mold. She sought desirability, yes, but always on her own terms. Her signature nose, an emblem of her defiance, could belong in the Smithsonian as a cultural artifact of self-acceptance. She was unapologetically herself, standing firm against critics and naysayers, embodying the very essence of feminism. Yet, beneath the formidable confidence lay a deeply human vulnerability, a complexity that made her all the more compelling. Beyond the stage and screen, Streisand has devoted herself to causes that matter. A tireless philanthropist, she established the Barbra Streisand Women's Heart Center at Cedars-Sinai and co-founded the Women's Heart Alliance, bringing crucial awareness to women's heart disease, the leading cause of death among women. Since founding the Streisand Foundation in 1986, she has championed progressive ideals, funding early climate change research, and advocating for racial equality, women's rights, civil rights, and voting rights. Her activism is not performative, it is deeply ingrained in her identity. So what is the essence of Barbra Streisand? What makes her Barbra Streisand? It's the fire that fuels her ambition, the relentless pursuit of excellence, the refusal to accept limitations. As she once told The New York Times, when asked how she manages to hold a note for so long, she replied simply, "I never thought about it. I held it because I wanted to." That, in a single sentence, encapsulates the force of nature that is Barbra Streisand. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons.